Welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is part 2 of Into the Weekend with BetDSI for NFL Week 11, College Football Week 12, the call we do every Thursday with Brent, the headlines manager at DSI Sportsbook. We just got finished talking about College Football Week 12, and now we're going to look at the betting action he's taken on NFL Week 11. Okay, Brent, I have to be honest with you here. I'm a little bit worried for you in all the books this week because it looks to me like there's a lot of these, small favorites, 3.5 points, 4 points, that I know the public is going to be loving and that I'm thinking might actually cover, most of them might cover, and that you guys might get buried again.
So your fear is that you agree with the public, or and we should be afraid because of that?
Yeah.
Just want to clarify what that was.
Yeah. All right, let's get down. All right, let me give you an example of the first one, right? Bengals at KC. Bengals are, I think, a 3 or 3.5 point road favorite. I have to think that the public is pounding the hell out of the Bengals, and I think that they're right.
Yeah, the public is on the Bengals, and they may be right all. But then again, Kansas City looked decent last week on Monday Night Football. There's not much sharp action involved in this game at all. It's mostly public money on Cincinnati. I can easily see that line going to 3.5 with Cincinnati, even though they're on the road. Count right now is about 5 to 1 in terms of Cincinnati bets. So there is definitely a public-driven bet right now. Again, sharps haven't like Kansas City a whole lot this year. I think last week was probably the first time really that we've talked about them being a sharp side. And I don't know if they're going to come back on them or not, but right now it's all public money on Cincinnati, Peter.
All right, and then let's look at another one. Tampa Bay at Carolina. The Buccaneers have to be a huge public side, right? I'm going to predict the count is 10 to 1.
Well, it's 7 to 1, and
okay.
The money's 5 to 1, which is really, really strong. Again, this is another game where right now I don't have a whole lot of sharp money involved. It's just all public money driving that one. And, the line was, you get 1.5 and 1 out there. But right now it's just public money. And perhaps, Tampa Bay being on the road, maybe they shouldn't be favored. Who knows? But
all right, so that's another one where, and again, you haven't had any sharp opinions as yet. Now, I asked you in the first segment how much the action changes between our show and kickoff. In the NFL, is it a little bit different? Do you tend to see more game day sharp action coming in on Sunday?
It all depends on the numbers. I mean, sometimes you have the sharp guys sitting back waiting for a price to go to a certain number, and whether it goes there or not, they might jump in. And also in the NFL, you'll see a lot more sharp money come in early. Maybe not more. It's probably the same in college and NFL, where they want to get the opening number if it's a number that they really value. A case like right now, we've got you've got a team like Dallas, for example, who's sitting at 8. Now the Sharps might be sitting back saying, I wonder if that line's going to go to 9. If it goes to 9, I'm certainly going to be all over Cleveland. But again, you've got to get into their mind to figure out what they're sitting back and waiting for.
Okay, well, let's move on to another one that I think is going to be a huge public side. Packers at Lions. Of course, the Lions got a ton of action last week and lost, and that was great for the books, terrible for the public and the Sharps reportedly. Now, the Packers, they have to be a big public side as well, right? I'm going to predict the count is 6 to 1, Packers.
Okay, well, that's the one where you should have said 10 to 1, Peter.
Oh, okay.
That one actually is 10 to 1 in
okay.
favor of Green Bay. Money is about 4 to 1 in favor of Green Bay, mostly public, but actually a lot of the action we've seen is people are throwing Green Bay just about, every teaser anyone opens up,
right.
It's involving Green Bay. You're going to find Atlanta to be another strongly teased team. Dallas will be. St. Louis this week is another big teaser team, and New Orleans as well. So it's mostly, those are public kind of sides, and right now it's been mostly just public money coming in.
And has have the Sharps bet that game at all yet?
They haven't touched Detroit yet, man. And again, that's a case where we're sitting at 3.5, and are they sitting back waiting for it to go to 4? Don't know. If Sunday comes along and we're still at 3.5, they might say, look, we like Detroit at home plus 3.5. We were hoping to go to 4. It didn't go to 4, and they come in and swoop the plus 3.5.
Right.
Again, you don't know until game day.
Right. Okay, and have any Sharps taken the Packers?
No,
okay.
It's just all public money.
All right, and then fourth game, same deal. Saints at the Raiders. Saints were even a public team when they were losing. Now they're winning. I have to say, Saints probably. I'm going to say count 7 to 1 in favor of the Saints.
5 to 1 in favor of the Saints. Money is 2 to 1, and again, it's interesting this week. We don't have as much sharp money involved yet. There's a couple of games I will touch on where the Sharps have come in, but this isn't one. And again, it's a spot where even though the Sharps haven't come in yet, we don't mind sitting on Oakland, and needing them to cover at home.
Right. Okay. But so basically, I was right. So if the Packers, the Bengals, the Bucks, and the Saints all cover, it's going to be a bad day for you guys, right?
Again, you're talking talking about a handful of games, and we've got probably twice as many games that we could have working for in our favor in terms of being able to break up parlays, teasers, and maybe some upsets. New Orleans and the Raiders, for example, there's no shock if I told you that the public is all over the over. They're just betting the over 54 like crazy. It's about 5-1 right now in terms of the count and money right now, and I've got nothing under. Now that's a case where, you could have probably seen that coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like I'm getting a pretty good hang of the way this action moves. So looking at the rest of the NFL Week 11 card, what sides have you gotten that have gotten notable sharp action?
Well, Peter, you getting the hang of this? You tell me. Where do you think we got our sharp money this
Okay,
week?
let me guess. I don't have the rest.
One game.
I will say that the sharp action definitely came in on the Cleveland Browns.
Not yet.
No.
That's the kind of game though that where you would probably look for something. One of those games, an ugly kind of game that you wouldn't really expect the public to be on, but the sharps definitely is Arizona, for example. That's one side where getting 10 points, the sharps are all over Arizona, and of course the public with the teasers and everything are all over Atlanta. Right now the line is 9.5 with a total of 44, but the count is about 4 times in favor of Atlanta, and the money's pretty much even. Now the money being even and the count favoring Atlanta so heavily, gives you an indication that yes, the sharps are on Arizona. Same case with Jacksonville. They were getting, when the sharps came in, it was plus 16. They're at Houston minus 15 right now. But I mean, Jacksonville plus 16 is, a team that the public probably doesn't want to get behind, and the sharps absolutely love at that price. Sharps are actually all over the under in that game as well, Peter. Jacksonville, Houston goes under 42, under 41 and a half. That was the sharp public side. Totals 40 and a half right now.
Yeah, it's hard for me to. God, these sharps. All right, they like Jacksonville. Well, maybe if we can combine it, maybe we'll say that like the sharpest side is the Houston team total under. There, you're combining the sharp opinion on Jacksonville and on the under.
There you go. That would make you double sharp, Peter.
Yeah. All right. Well, are there any other games on this card that make you nervous that we haven't discussed yet?
The St. Louis Rams are one team. They played a tough game last week, and they're at home now to the Jets, and the Jets just. Inside out, they just look like a bad team all the way around. We've had sharp money on St. Louis, -3, -20.
Really?
We're sitting at 3.5 right now, and that line's been driven up mostly because of public. But having the sharps and the public on the same side is not a good situation because we're probably looking at having to go 3.5 or 4 to get any money back on the Jets, and they looked terrible last week as well. And San Diego at Denver, the total, that's another sharp play that you guys might want to look out for. Sharp money came there under 50, under 49.5, and under 49. We're sitting at 48 right now. So San Diego, Denver under is a sharp play, and you can see the public will probably cancel that off and bet over in that game, Peter.
I already bet the over on that one on the opener. But that's interesting that I like the Rams as well. The Rams -3 are a sharp side. Brent, thanks so much once again for all this great information, and we will talk to you again next week.